and you have to do it.
We need you. Hell, I need you. I'm a mess without you. I miss you so damn much. I miss being with you. I miss being near you. I miss your laugh. I miss your scent. I miss your musk. When this all gets sorted out, I think you and me should get an apartment together. Magoo. Magoo.
I'm telling you straight. It's my way or the highway. So anybody wants to walk, do it now.
I was fixing something and realized I was actually breaking it in the process. So I figured, hey, it's the morning show. It's, things are a little more relaxed. I'm sorry. They're just going to be. That's just how it works. I've been up since 4 a.m. Because my body clock is all East Coasty now. And there you go. And you should be able to hear me just fine. And then the music will fade out in just a moment. And there we go. Hey, it worked. Okay, good. Yay. Sorry, it's too loud. Now this is better. And ta-da. Hair's down today, finally, after being on a boat and do that. Oh, I thank you. Sexism right out of the gate. Thanks very much. Thanks for, there you go. Yeah, it's morning. It's, this is the morning show. We're much, I got all the time in the world today. Kind of, comparatively anyways. I've got all the 24 hours this day has to offer. And so do you, let's be honest. There's so much going on. And so 4 o'clock in the morning, the cat decided to wake me up. And because I'm still, thank you, Shadow Woman, because I'm still on East Coast time a little bit, I was gonna, normally what happens is the cat wakes me up. I go feed the cats. And then when I come back up, I am wide awake, but I still need more sleep because I stay up fairly late. And so I end up either reading or doing something until I fall back asleep until my alarm goes off. Today, not so much. Today, and like I said, mainly because of the East Coast time thing, I got up and just went after it this morning. I did 3 loads of laundry. I cleaned the suitcases and packed them put them back in the garage. What else did I do? I hung 2 clips on the wall to hold the vacuum cleaners. We've got a little vacuum cleaner for the house that we got one of those little dust busters. Yeah, we got a pile. I've made a holder for bunnies. That's how hard I work in the morning. A dust buster and it's not a proprietary name for it, little mini vac, and then the regular vac. And they both had wall mounts that came with them. They're relatively new. They're from Christmas. And so I've been too busy to hang them, so that they have their little wall mounts. So I put both of those in. This is my La Brea Tar Pits shirt. This is one of my when my kid was 6, 7, 8 years old. We used to love to go there and break the rules. And one day I'll tell you all about it. Such a good time. And then let's see. Can I get? Let's see. Oh my Lord, the messages that what's that's cool. I how did this happen? Doing charity event with the on March 8th through okay. Got asked to do a charity thing, which I just said yes to on March 8th because I'm that kind of guy. And let's see. Yeah. 1628. Okay, here we go. I'm sending some pictures to myself from the Nerd Halen crew. They just sent me some more stuff today. Oh my gosh. Some of them are just amazing. We'll see if I can I send this whole thing? Oh my gosh, there's so many. Not now. Yeah. I guess I can transfer all. Shouldn't I be able to grab all these for Pete's sake, man? I know what I'll do. I'll send the whole page to my computer and we'll watch it together. We'll look at some of these together. That's cool. I'm going to download all these pics. Do you want to download? Yes, I do. And then I want to go back to here. And then back to there. And then back to here. Oh, there you go. Now my trends are coming up. Thanks, Kim. I try. We all do. Yeah, I just said, I don't even know what the charity's for. I just said yes, because my friend Vargas Mason, who's a lovely human being and a talented comedian, asked me to do it. That's enough for me. Yes, John, you're the charity. We just found that out. And you were good on Midas Touch. Nice of the boys to give that shout out. Yes, it was. They're very lovely. They have a lot of respect for you guys because you guys are very respectful. I'm very proud of the chat that we have here, and I'm also very proud of the how we handle trolls. I think I gotta say, it's one of the most unique things I've seen. The fact that we're all like, meh, we're okay. And they come in here and they're like, you, and we're like, you're adorable. Shoo. Let's see. Okay, did this open? Does this work? Oh yeah. Hold on. Oh, it's a whole big folder of stuff. I don't imagine all of them will be attractive, but we'll look at them anyways. You guys can enjoy them with me. Select all, and then control and open with preview. And one big thing, and hopefully it'll open, then I'll get to show them to you guys. There we go. This is, whoops. Oh, crap. Oh, right. I'm not in green screen. I have to use the other. Sorry. 1 second. Morning show. There we go. Yeah, it's better. There I am. These are all, let's see. Yeah. There's Caleb killing it. There's Victor, our Swedish bass player. Let me tell you a little something about Victor. Victor is absurdly talented. Sings like a bird, can chart anything, has played with everybody from Dokken to Leanne Rimes. He plays with us, at the Jam occasionally, but he can just do all of it. He's just an amazing bass player, very versatile. He does the 27 show. If you're ever in Vegas, it's one of the ones I highly recommend. Oh, thank you, Al Spear, for the super chat. And we've got a hype train already. Look at that. Level 1 emotes happening already. That's all for Victor, I think. That's just the... Did I jump in the pool? I did not, because it was too far away. And it was their mic, not mine. Otherwise, I would have. There's me making funny noise. This is us singing. There's Caleb. I think this is the point where I was saying, ain't got nobody waiting at home. And so I made a masturbatory gesture, as you do. There we are. That's it. That's us. And you can't see Jeff. Jeff's behind Victor. So that's me making a very high note. There's Jeff, aka the Professor. So fun. Great time had by all. There's no point in this where I'm not making a stupid face, so just get used to the idea. But these all turned out really great. I think I was chatting. Yeah, on that one. I don't know what I was looking at there. I think I was about to go, like, turn and jump or something. Yeah, that's the crowd. That was pretty good. For an afternoon, this was also a shore day. So we're very proud of the crowd we were able to pull. Word got out that we were entertaining. And we ended up, usually because we were the only cover band on the boat, on the Monsters of Rock cruise. That's what Mork is when you see that up there, MORC, Monsters of Rock cruise. I want to see you do a Chris Cornell song. I have at the Jam. I've done let's see, Show Me How to Live, and I've done what do we do? Gasoline, yeah. I've done those two. Anyways, usually when it's a shore day, nobody comes to the shows, so they put the bands that are either new or aren't like crucial on your checklist. They're like, maybe I'll catch them crowd, and they put us in the afternoon, and that's honestly, that's what you get. You get like a few people showing up. Well, we packed the joint. It was great. It was super fun. I could do Like a Stone. Yeah. That's right, Pauline. I did. I can't repeat it either. Do a Barry White song. But yeah, so it was a solid turnout. It was lovely. Everybody was great. I don't know what Victor is gesturing there. Something broke or fell off, or he's picking something up. He's pointing at people, whoever's photographed. We were very sweaty. It was very hot. It was quite hot. You can see you can see through my shirt and his shirt at the same time. Oh, I missed that one. There you go. Here you go. Hold on. Rip. These are, I stretched these out too much. Hold on. I gotta shrink them down a little. Can't see everything in the shot. There you go. We are definitely nerdy. We are definitely nerding a lot. That I guarantee, and I can tell by my jaw position, I'm singing Standing on Top of the World, or no, 5150 by one of our Van Hagar songs. And it is so fun to sing with Victor. It was a great time. had by all. Just super fun across the board. So there you go. Oh man, and I'll post. We've been posting. At Nerd Halen is posting videos of some of the songs. I'm not going to put any of them on here because I don't want the copyright strike. Oh, thanks, Angela. Yay! Thank you for the super chat. Gleam. And thank you, Tony and Conpit and Shadow Woman, for gifting subs on Twitch, twitch.tv/HalSparks. By the way, we are, what are we? Hold on, channel dashboard. We're at 29,251. We're within 800 subs, 7 and change, of 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. Very exciting. We're gonna get there. So jealous after being quarantined for a year. Yeah. No. Here's the thing about a pocket protector is it's dangerous. If I have pens and stuff and I'm rolling around on stage and being silly, it limits my improv. So we are making a Nerd Halen patch that you can wear over a pocket that looks like it's got guitar necks coming out of your pocket and it looks like a pocket protector. So once we have those, then I will wear that on stage. You're still in Hillary from yesterday? Is there? Yeah, there's audio. There certainly is. Let's see. Let's see. Oops. Let's see. Crap. The Nerd Halen symbol, which is this, they had everybody doing that behind us like that. I invented that on this cruise, so it's like Zoltan. I'm able to come up with these. Yeah. So sorry, I unmuted. Takes a second to catch up. Yeah, good stuff. And somebody tweeted, the lead singer of Nerd Halen looking like he just entered a wet t-shirt contest and won. I appreciate the fact that I won. Thank you, Nina, for the super chats. Yay. Yeah. And I was just about to take my pants down and they cut the video at that point. Let's see. That was during sound check.
All right, so this next one is our own take on a Nerd Halen song. This is off the 20. That's better. That's better. See, I told you.
Sorry, I'll get a copyright strike if I play it. And Nerd Halen is available as a single. Sorry, I had to turn the audio off so it wouldn't feed back through while I was playing the audio of the song. Sorry. I got it. It's the morning show. I relax little. I have to be able to hear it, and I don't have my headphones in, so I had to turn that on or whatever. Marshals are all for show. Head rush straight into the PA. That is true. We are. He's using. Aw, that's so sweet. I look very silly when I'm singing in Nerd Halen, and it's great. I would have it no other way. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's Nerdy Woman. I actually, in the song, sing Nerdy Woman Kaparachu. Nerdy Woman speaks Klingon too. Kaparachu in Klingon means I like you. Just so you know. In case you ever are you're watching the show and you want to sing along, that word you're like, what is he saying? I'm saying I like you in Klingon. Yeah. I'm just saying. Oh, thanks, Somewhere in Time. Please do relax. Makes mistakes like the rest of us. It's true. Oh, that's cool. Foggy. Hi, Facebook folks. By the way, twitch.tv/houseparks. Don't forget to subscribe. Give a thumbs up. All that stuff I'm supposed to say during videos. Should we look at the trends for today? Why not? Should we check it out? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is, yeah. So we'll go straight into, oh no! I don't know about you, but like whenever I check in on Twitter, invariably there is a fact check on a new conspiracy theory about disease. Oh my God, there's a new HIV variant recently discovered in the Netherlands. It's actually been around forever. Published a discovery of highly virulent variant of subtype B, HIV1 or VB variant in the Netherlands. I had to say, however, that this variant has been around for decades, and while more contagious, it is responsive to today's HIV treatments and medications. Some social media users have misrepresented the study and made false assertions about its origin, meaning it's man-made. They're creating one they're planning on attacking us with a super HIV, and that's the thing. And that's next. They're getting us ready for it, right? That story. Chris Cuomo apparently is Jeff Zucker's girlfriend / deputy / I forget what her job was at CNN. She quit. They resigned her and then she quit. And she wrote an FU kind of thing. Lots of drama going on at CNN. The 1975? Oh, All-Star Team. I see. By the 1975 yada yada. And there's a band called the 1975. Okay, cool. Don't care. Ukraine. Russian video shows tanks leaving annexed Crimea, but NATO and the U.S. are disputing claims. Yeah, they're moving them to territory they don't already have. Moscow Times is given the what's up to Vladimir Zelensky. He was a comic from Ukrainian TV who implausibly became president, but Vladimir Zelensky could be having the last laugh as Russia begins pulling back forces from Ukraine's frontiers without staging an attack, just as he told Washington they would. Yeah, they did that twice before they attacked Crimea last time. Spoken for Russia's foreign ministry has jokingly asked Western disinformation analysts to publish the future schedule of Moscow's invasions after the previous prediction of a military incursion into Ukraine passed without incident. Yeah, asshole, we called your bluff. We didn't attack. They said we were going to attack. We didn't attack. You mean when we told you we're ready for your attack, you didn't attack? I mean, this is adorable. But I have to say, though, the Russian Kellyanne Conway looks fantastic. Tuesday's cyber, and by the way, yeah, they did attack the banks and government websites, defense websites, and made a cyber attack. Thank you, Tim. When I get there, I promise to only use my power for good. Yeah, attack on defense ministry, army, and banks was the largest of its kind in the country's history. What attack? As the crisis between Russia and the West deepens, citation needed. We're at a stalemate. It's not getting any deeper. We didn't fire, they didn't fire back. It hasn't deepened. They're just doing their shit, and we're watching them. Ukraine, Europe, and Russia's long interdependence on one another for energy has become a critical bargaining piece on both sides. Yeah, you guys, Europe, start building some nuclear plants and get your solar and wind game together and knock this shit off. Europe is basically in the same position the U.S. was with OPEC and the Middle East, drawn into violent conflicts because of a resource you don't have to need. Warned Russia that if Russia would suffer if it doesn't back off threats. Yep, good speech yesterday. Ukrainian military cadets singing the national anthem at an academy where they live in Lviv this morning. One of the events held as part of the national holiday, President Zelensky declared to coincide with the day U.S. officials said Russia might attack. Yeah, they're not fucking around. And they've got all the military might they will need. Honest to God, I don't know what Russia gets out of expansion into this, really, other than, on a personal level, Vladimir Putin might feel like he's gaining some, strength points, but the Russian people aren't behind it. And they've, and again, this is one of those things like move your troops out of Poland or I'm going to shoot my cousin is not really a valid bargaining tool. Know what I mean? Thanks, Monte Cristo, for subscribing. Thank you for that. Mullen, thank you for the bits, guys. Appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, infotainmentwars.com. Subscribe. All right. Biden officials dispatched to Saudi Arabia to press the kingdom to pump up more oil as fears of Russian invasion of Ukraine causing energy prices to rise, which they will do, and then they'll drop out. Which, by the way, can I do you guys mind if I turn Machiavellian for just a moment? Can I explain to you a possible alternative to the circumstances going on and what advisors and other people, there's got to be at least one person suggesting what I'm about to say. On the one hand, the Biden administration may know full well that Russia does not have the means nor the desire to truly enter into Ukraine. And they're aware of this bluff and they're calling it. And what they're allowing Germany and France to do is negotiate on behalf of the EU to soften the blow so Russia can back off. We play 100% stick, they play 100% carrot. And we divide it up that way. We're going to talk to them, but we're the absolute no. And what the benefits of not attacking Ukraine for Russia ultimately will be better energy flows and maybe a higher price for that gas coming through the Nord Stream if it gets finished. And allowing it to go through, right? That's the upside. The other thing, too, is that this could effectively cause as a pump and dump on energy prices, raising the prices temporarily in the winter and dumping them in the summer when they're most high during a midterm. Also, like I said, we're heading into a deflationary reflex from last year because they keep using year over year. And since last year was artificially high because of the artificial low of 2020, this year's markings, even if inflation is up, which that's debatable too, the year over year will be down compared to last year because of the artificial rise. And therefore, they know this. And strategically right now, all this shit that's happening could benefit the Democrats in the fall. I'm working and trying to keep up. I was hoping this would be a cruise chat today. Save news for tonight. I see. Yes, we'll stick to most of that. But yeah, Putin thinks Biden's going to blink. He's not. Right. We'll get into more of this later. But that's my theory on it as well. Is that this qualifies as an energy pump and dump because the prices are going to go up because the oil companies are trying to make their money back, and they could crater in the summer right when they're supposed to go up, or they would normally. Linda Evangelista insists she's not going to hide anymore after being permanently deformed due to cosmetic procedure. Oh, dear. I'm sorry. You look fine. What happened? One of the most recognized supermodels of a few years to hiding from the bug guys. She was disfigured by a popular cosmetic treatment. She looks fine. What happened? Brutally disfigured. I mean, she's suing. I see. I considered safe victory worthwhile, high patient satisfaction rate, trying to trials, cool sculpting, and says she's successful performing later. If you can pinch an inch of fat, you'll be a good candidate for cool sculpting. It's the gold standard of non-invasive fat reduction procedures. Oh, so was it on her waistline? Body contouring treatment led her brutally disfigured after 5 years in hiding. Okay, so it's not her face, it's her body that. I understand that you have to get a quote from the brand, but I have to say I feel it deeply inappropriate. People included the full quote, highlighted part, especially in this story about Linda Evangelista's cool sculpting experience gone wrong. Yeah, but this story is a setup for her to sue them, apparently. She name drops them in the article. Yeah, there you go. Release a statement on her product's liability lawsuit. By doing, she's standing up for herself and okay. And so you have to, otherwise people would be taking a side. Oh, is her chin? Okay. But yeah, so people has to include the whole quote. Because there's a whole fucking article of her going, this is terrible, it was terrible, and it's terrible, and it's terrible, and they did it on purpose, and they didn't tell me, and blah, blah. I mean, come on. Hello, games. When is this? This is okay. No man's kind of okay. This is just an ad for the company. Beijing 22, okay. United States at the Olympic order, and man at like okay, he's going to figure skating. Slovakia beat the U.S. America's team in men's ice hockey. 3 Olympic Games, 3 medals. There you go. Silver in free ski. Cool. Canada versus the United States in hockey. A lot of hockey, a lot of ice, a lot of hockey and hockey. Got a bronze. There you go. Oh, good Lord. Okay, so yeah, there's. Yeah, how about these corn dogs? Okay. Yeah, how about those corn dogs? Let me know in 6 hours. Or rather, don't. Sade. Fans show some love to singer-songwriter after a skit from her 2010 appearance on the West Side resurfaces online. Aw. Baby Sade. Man, look at that. 5/18/85. I was just out of my sophomore year. Yeah. Smooth operator, number 5. And then did she have fresh in my house. Things can only get better. All she wants to do is dance. So come around here no more. Obsession. Suddenly. Billy Ocean. Axel F. That's right. One of the few instrumentals making it on the charts. We Are the World. Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Rhythm of the Night. Because this is when the Last Dragon came out, and my buddies and I, who were all studying Taekwondo at the time, all went and saw it together in our gis, I think. Some Like It Hot, Smooth Operator, Everything She Wants. George Michael, One Night in Bangkok, Crazy for You, and Don't You Forget About Me. Man, Everything She Wants, One Night in Bangkok from the musical Chess. I love that song. And Sade is amazing live. Like, she just stands there like a statue. It's amazing. At least what I've seen of her. I will say that. She might be all active nowadays. Who can say? Ryan Zinke broke ethics rules while leading Trump's Interior Department, keeping improper ties with top energy executive Montana land developers watchdog fines. I mean, but, two legs in the same pair of pants. What's the difference? Right? Trump GOP Senator urged DOJ to declassify all Russia probe records. Yes, please do, including all the grand jury testimony. Maria Barman said this morning the entire conflict between Russia and Ukraine is concocted by Jake Sullivan to distract from Hillary Clinton's campaign spying. Yes, which she didn't do. And again, if they spied and stuff came out, then it's true. Can't leak a lie. Okay. Geraldo Rivera is catching crap, I think, right? Heated argument over Canadian protests. Right-wingers like Sean Hannity don't care about business, only faux protests to feed their narrative. Yeah, it's really odd. Oh, yeah, and this is Mike Lindell was on RSBN. I saw this article and I was like, oh, we should probably do this or something. How Dimebag Darrell's buried in a cemetery a block from my home. Oh, Jeanette, are you in Texas? Are you in Arlington? Because I've been there. I stuck one of my picks in the ground. But I was like, oh, I thought he was on with them. I'm like, oh shit, he's back on Fox? Nah, he was just talking about him on RSBN. Like, oh well. Derp. Yeah. Yeah, this would be the this is what they found in the when they seized what these guys at the border had. And Canada's got some rules about that shit. And the weird thing about like freedom truckers from the United States saying I can't do stuff up here unless I've been vaccinated or whatever, then don't take a job going into a country you can't go into. I don't know what to tell you. It's not America. If you're going to say America's special, then recognize why it is and stop whinging. I just saw Cher's name trend. Oh, trending right at the top of pop. Justin Cher is in the Philippines, is currently having an interview alongside Lena Robredo officially endorsed Lena as her president. The American singer and actress preparing her new song entitled Do You Believe in Life After Radical Love? Let women do it. Let Lenny and all women fighting to save climate change. Let be a force on change. Okay, cool. Oh, she's trending on Twitter Philippines, I see. Well, I mean, and to the people of the Philippines, I think that shows taste and breeding on your part. I have an outsized amount of love for that woman, so cool. Maria Barromo. Yeah, gibberish. We can deal with this later. I think, it was in my list of clips, but we didn't cover it because boring. But we can if we want to. And then this is the whole like, it was all fake. They just, no, it was legit. If Bill Barr hadn't been running interference, Trump had been indicted. He knows it. Silly. The micro miniskirt is dominating New York Fashion Week. I have no problem with this whatsoever. Okay. Delaware, great place to incorporate, apparently. I'm going to let go of trying to get guys. Because he's giving records. As for 100 days, president. He orders Trump White House lawyer will not release who visits his home in Delaware. No, he doesn't have to. He's not releasing any documents he has about who goes to Mar-a-Lago either. This is the idea that Biden goes home for the weekends. Instead of going to Camp David, he goes to his house in Delaware, which is close by, and doesn't charge the Secret Service to stay on the property, like Trump did at Mar-a-Lago and at Bedminster and all these other places to rack up funds for his dying golf courses. Has again rejected former President Donald Trump is ordering the release of the White House visitor logs. It's the visitor logs. I mean, if you're going to bitch about something, good Lord. Hi, you're watching Hal Sparks Mornings, Megaworldwide. This is my offshoot show. We just gather, look at what's trending in the social medias, and chit-chat about what's going on, me and the chat and you guys and whatnot. And then we already looked at Montana. And we saw Chris Cuomo already. Victory Parade, lovely. Twice in LA, which is about a band called Twice that happened to be in LA currently. It's not something that happened again in LA, just so you know. Yes, by the way, if you want to support the morning show and you like it, you want me to keep doing it, let me know. And support via Venmo or become a patron, patreon.com/HalSparks. Daily Quartal, don't care. This is the Rudy's in discussions regarding testifying. But here's what's going to happen. He can't afford the lawyers he would need to fight off the subpoena, and he has no right to do so. So he's going to end up testifying. He's just going to drag it out as long as he can. This bland Doritos idea, I think, is this meant to be, is this like a gag? Because here's the problem. Doritos are over spiced. Many people want to find the point where society started going downhill. I would say when dip had to be placed on the chip for you in powdered aerosol form. Yeah, but Ivan Reitman passing was indeed a rough one. So Deshaun Watson has been my for service and $200. Don't care. Okay. Wednesday motivation. That's why I'm here, to cheer you guys up. Snuckers app. Don't care. Wordle. All right. Yato, Kevin. Okay. Abbott Elementary is a new show. Tyler on that show. And the heated debate, look at this. A heated debate is happening online about whether Pixar's animations have gotten better or worse over time, which they've technically gotten far better. But the idea that somehow I don't get how people don't recognize technology has improved. Like they could have done everything they're doing in a Pixar movie now on a computer animated film in the first Toy Story. It would have just taken them till now to finish it. So, yeah. Anyways, celebrate good times. Come on. Some debate the end of this fizzy and mysteriously powerful properties of Sprite from McDonald's restaurants. Oh, because they overdo it on the syrup or underdo it. Close ties to Venezuelan president had been working with the USDA. Oh yeah, because we're gonna we're trying to get them to provide details on Rob's page of Venezuelan. We're seeking extradition for their former president, right? Oh, what happened at Epcot? My cousin might be there. What's happening? Planned communities for fans who never want to leave its clutches. Cool. In related news, Summer and I are apparently moving. My dad worked on Epcot. None of the ride parts, the underground. He worked on the substructure as an architect. And I haven't been since I was 14 years old. To Disney World, anyways. Been to Disneyland many, many, many times. It's a great time. And the new Star Wars stuff is super fun. Okay, this is Cornwall boss. Okay, so just a pile of stuff. Let's see what's in news. Okay, that's Ukraine. Yeah, fake video. Oh yeah, this Belgium introduces 4-day work week, gives their employees the right to ignore their boss after work. Countries introduce a new package of labor reform, including for. But gosh, how will we get all those products from Belgium that we all enjoy so very much? I can't not have waffles 3 days a week. Nice, David. That was a good time to go, I bet. But it seems like they're getting, won't their productivity lag? Workers will have the right to request a 4-day week for a period of 6 months. After this, they can choose whether to continue this arrangement or return to a 5-day week with no negative consequences. To them, I suppose. To the company, maybe. Belgium approves 4-day work week and gives their, okay. Can you do without agreeing? The right to ignore their bosses after work. Workers will soon be able to choose a 4-day work week, series of labor market. Okay, we have experienced 2 difficult years with this agreement. Set a beacon for an economy that's more innovative, sustainable, and digital. Aim is to be able to. It's because it's all industry. There's no practical industry there. But it's all finance and governance. It's the head of the European Union's there. It's all bureaucracy. The boundary between work and private life is becoming increasingly porous. These incessant bans can hurt the physical and mental health of the worker. Or make them feel driven to do more. But if you want to think that workers are that weak, that's fine. No, I'm being facetious, of course. Lovely. Give it a try. Let us know how it works out. In Belgium, platform workers are meeting 3 out of 8 possible criteria, including those whose work performance is monitored, who are unable to refuse jobs, or whose pay is decided by the company will now be considered employees with right to sick leave and paid time off. Rules do not prevent anyone from working as a freelancer or contractor. Social Affairs Minister said if someone wants to work as a self-employed person, they can do so and will have more autonomy. So everybody's going to outsource to independent contractors. And salaried employees are going to go in the toilet, and then they're not going to hire anybody, and it'll be a hustle economy, and everybody will be working their ass off, and the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and even if that road is only going to be worked on and paved 4 days a week. Same trial in Iceland is found to have major benefits for the environment too. Well, they do oil and gas. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. This week, the results of a massive 4-day workweek trial in Iceland were published, carried out in 2015, 2017. The experiments in shorter hour have been described as an overwhelming success by researchers. Well, good. Just over 1% of Iceland's working population was included. Oh. Really? Really? I was excited about this. I was like, oh, good. Look at that. Overwhelming success. Just over 1% of Iceland's working population was included, and they swapped from a 40-hour work week to 35 or 36 as part of an ongoing initiative. So they worked longer on the 4 days and took one extra day off. The groups behind this groundbreaking trial wanted to find out what impact shorter weeks would have on well-being and work-life balance, as well as overall productivity. Yeah, but in what industries? We'll see. I'm curious about this. Several years on, I mean, you're talking to a dude who works 6 days a week, so, and then 3 times on weekends if I'm doing stand-up. Several years on, there are permanent changes in the way people in Iceland work. And by the way, Iceland's entire economy is overwhelmed with the finance industry. They literally, like, I want to say like 80% of the people who graduate from university get finance degrees. Permanent changes on the way people in Iceland work. 2020, 86% of people now work shorter work weeks and have contracts enabling them to reduce their hours by 5, but only if they work later 4 days a week. Okay. Employee well-being has increased in a number of ways, from less stress and burnout to better overall health. Great. Obviously, if you work in finance, you need 3 days off instead of 2. The report reveals the changes came without a loss of productivity or revenue too, because they rotated people in job cycles, probably through sustainability. Though sustainability wasn't the key focus in Ireland, the news has important implications for those who believe 4-hour work could minimize our impact on the planet. With multiple experts extolling the environmental impacts of 4. How? Okay, in what way? Okay, shorter hours and fair play. Co-author of the report, Jacqueline, says that in the future, sustainability can be an important. Okay, still likely to have an important effect on the environment sustainability. Okay, how? Adds that one of the partners of the report, the original campaigners for the trial in Iceland, the Associated Sustainability Democrat. Okay. I'm for this if it works, but I feel like I'm being bamboozled. I feel like if once I read the report, this is what I'm going to click on. This is going to take Iceland trialed. All right, a 4-day work week, and it was an overwhelming success, according to the people who ran the trial of their own system. The trial led to certain changes. 86% of Iceland workers were either working shorter weeks or had contracts enabling in 2021. The overarching, well, that's because of COVID. The overarching picture emerges. Okay, but work less, play more. Cool. Men in heterosexual relationships were all more likely to take on household chores, the researchers found, because they weren't exhausted from the physical labor work. Like, what are you saying? Okay, trials led to real change. Related, cuts working hours for majority after short working on trial. Okay, so they did the trial and then they, okay, shorter work week, blah, blah, blah. UK's campaigners going to shorter hour could help cut CO2 emissions. Well, because places will be closed. Basically, office spaces are closed. 4-day campaigner is I read the 4-hour work week a long time ago. As a book, it's a good idea. Okay, I don't want to see the description. I want to see the actual report. With multiple experts, okay. Meet there as a workplace reduction where the climate crisis. Between 1990 and 2016, emissions within the UK's border only dropped by 15%. Reduction work hours could play a key role. All right. Reduce CO2. That's because of learning from COVID. Again, there's lots of jobs there specifically that you can do. Where's the report, though? Link to it. You big jerks. Am I the only person who wants to see the report when they say a new report? Show me the report. All right, we can go back to this page. Trials of a shorter work week, but work less, play more, blah, blah, blah. Shorter work week trial. A report, there it is. This is the report. Hey, only took me 3 clicks in. Going public. Iceland's journey to a shorter work week. I don't know. This is in Dutch or something. Okay. Autonomy is an independent think tank. Okay. Gorilla Foundation, Alex Ferry. They've been executive summary. Okay. Conclusion of the trial. Okay, hold on. Developing the trial, the existing, background of the trial, the existing Iceland context, because they're mostly, indoor workers anyways, like they could do work from home. Easier to do errands, right. Participating in more time for oneself, let's try wider social well-being, leading by example, right. Continue, 2015-2017, response to a campaign by trade unions, civil society organizations, 2 major trials of shorter work in the city of Reykjavik, and the Icelandic national government. Eventually involved over 2,500 workers, more than 1% of Iceland's entire work population. $2,500 people is 1% of their entire workforce. Many of them moved from a 40-hour work week to a 35 or 36-hour work week. So they shaved 4 or 5 hours off from work. Why don't you give them a 2-hour lunch? Or let them go home earlier every night? Or do they work in the morning on some days? I'm just confused. They worked a 40-hour work week and they went down. All right. These trials are not only aimed to improve, and it doesn't say how. Many of which. How many? 25. I mean, I'm curious about this, but all right. These trials not only aim to improve work-life balance, great, blah, blah, blah. Trials evolved to include 9 to 5 workers alongside those on non-standard shift patterns. So these were already people who work odd shifts. So they just shaved time off or didn't work 1 day a week on their shift, which a lot of people in shift work do anyways. But okay, that's fine. I just, I was hoping for something far more dramatic in their time scale. From offices to play schools, social service providers, and hospitals. So no oil rigs, your military isn't taking a break. Fishermen, not so much. Construction, no. Offices to play schools, social service providers, and hospitals. All of which is, all right. You couldn't sample out? All right. The scale of the trials combined with the diversity, the scale of the trials? Tap the brakes, kiddo. Combined with the diversity of workplaces involved. The most diverse part of it is the hospitals part. Maybe the social service providers because they go out. They go to places. I work 40-hour work week, 3 days off, but I work 10-hour days. Right, Martha? There's all kinds of ways to do this, but that's fine. All right, whatever. I mean, I appreciate that they're trying to do this, but I'm just... This isn't showing me that they've, improved all that much. Yeah, it doesn't affect the fishing fleet. And all the people apparently who are putting stuff on the shelves for the folks that are having an extra day, those folks are working more. So, or at least the same. I hope it spreads and it benefits them. But again, Iceland has a lot of sit-down jobs. It really does, compared to every other places. Results summarize this report based on both qualitative and quantitative data. Qualitative data is all subjective. That's always hard. But the quantitative data, demonstrate the transformation. We'll see how long they live. That's how it matters, I think. Productivity and service provision remained the same or improved across the majority of trial workplaces. Yeah, how do you tell that necessarily in social services and preschools and stuff like that? What's productivity in those areas? You know what I mean? What's productivity in a hospital? What's productivity I mean, offices maybe, but what kind of offices are we talking about? Remain the same or improve, meaning they didn't need these workers. They could just go home. They could get that work done quicker. Welcome to the 4-hour work week. Why don't they just pass out that book and everybody, which is kind of like a grander version. Worker well-being increased across a range of indicators from perceived stress and burnout. So you asked them a bunch of questions. You didn't take their pulse. To health and work-life balance. And again, that just means you can do laundry and shit like that. Following the trial's success, Icelandic trade unions and their confederations achieved permanent reductions in working hours for tens of thousands of their members across a total. Roughly 86% of their entire workforce has either moved or working shorter hours or have gained the right to shorten their working hours. Well, that's the most important thing. If they can get it done in shorter time, you can finish your work. Cool. Anyways. That we'll see. I like when these things pop up and I want them to actually function, but I'm always disappointed when I see the actual stuff. Biden orders lawmakers access to that's fine. Visitor logs, which should be one of the most public fucking things in the world, unless it's somebody from MI6 has to visit and they got to have a private meeting. They hide that part of it from the general public. I don't have a problem with that. Sandy Hook family settle with gunmaker Remington. That was a great story. That was yesterday, yeah. But for me, what happens again today? Okay. Fashion Week is back. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's it. Kind of. Oh, Gillian Anderson. Is it her birthday? Hope she's okay. Violet. Now this is a powerhouse. Okay, she's in. Oh, she won the Golden Globe. That I'm blitzing on the name, but that British series that she did, it's on, was it on Netflix or Prime? Netflix, I think. Where she plays she's a detective and she's tracking down this serial killer. Summer and I watched it. We binged it. And let's see, yeah. I know that they'll talk about this. Yeah, at the British Library. Walking around with a British accent these days, if she wants one. But she did this series, completely in a British accent. She's chasing down the serial killer, blah, blah, blah. She's terrific in it. And she just, she plays this kind of age-appropriate, beautiful constable who just will nail any hot young cop dude that she sets her eyes on. She's just into sport fucking. That's it. That's her way of dealing with stress. But she was terrific in it. News. Oh dear. Love when the news is about the news. Not a good sign, guys. That's awkward. Good Lord. There's an Asian lady up there. Must be the mayor. Because she's an Asian lady. It's the wrong Asian lady. Oh. Aroma is trending. Chip, what'd you do? India's biggest solar farms reveal a dark side of the world's push for renewable energy. Why? With more communities losing land and income, we go inside some of the biggest solar farms. Oh, I see, because they're using them instead of growing food. Coal, which still produces 70% of the country's electricity. Solar parks are key to them, and blah, blah. That's enough to power. Okay. For villagers, raise questions, uses the channel to educate people about how clean energy helps tackle climate change. Okay, cool. But let's see, I could work in the solar park if I was educated. I could manage files in the office or do their accounts. Oh, so it's about like lagging education around the technology. India's top employers, yeah, agriculture. So if they lose land, I mean, that's a lot of people to feed. India, unlike China, actually does have over 1 billion people. And here we go, way down in the bottom of it. Despite the problems, there are plans for another 50 solar plants across India. Activists argue that their size is the problem. Okay, so they're using the land. Gotcha. All right. Something to keep an eye on. It's true. This is a good move. R. Kelly hires Bill Cosby's appellate attorney. Worked for him. He's out. It's not going to work. Unless the DA screwed up R. Kelly's case just like the one in Cosby's did. A Russian invasion of Ukraine could rock stock markets and send energy prices soaring. Here's what Wall Street strategists are telling their clients. Well, that's very exciting. What are they telling them? I'm curious, aren't you? The Ukraine crisis already rattled financial guns. Okay, what are they revealing to their clients? This is business. What are they telling? Okay. The strategists are saying, warned against, okay, blah, blah, blah. Western governments have warned over the last week that a Russian invasion of Ukraine is time. Okay, Russia on oil gas prices likely to jump. Right, we know this. Energy spike could trigger recessions. Right. Global stocks could fall more than 10%, which means they'll just wait and sit in some cash and buy the dip. If the minute it happens, they'll sell everything and then they'll buy it back at, and as long as they got out before the bottom, they'll make money no matter what. War could still be avoided. Well, that's nice. I'm glad they're telling their clients that. It's true. So great. All right, that's it. Great. I feel like we all learned. I mean, way to get us inside, the inside scoop. Who knew? The Central Land, Belgium. Meet the Afghans making Europe their home after Taliban takeover. Okay, that's these are the people that Trump warned us about. You don't know what these people are going to do when they get around. You don't know who they are. Yeah, Dr. 13. R. Kelly's not, no, ain't happening. Black professionals leaving the office to become entrepreneurs. Their top obstacle is still access to capital. True of everyone. We'll see if it's an outsized amount. Fires in northern Argentina intensify killing wildlife. Eek. Federal hate crime trial under, yeah, these guys are going to get, yeah, it qualifies. Bye. And again, there's a good reason for hate crimes, because if you're apt to do something to someone because of the color of their skin or their religion or their sexual orientation or their gender or any of that stuff, you're more likely to do that to a random person that meets those same categories. And therefore, you are more of a danger to the society than if you hate some individual and you killed that individual, because that individual no longer lives, and therefore the idea is that now that you've gotten that out of your system, we can let you back out to wander the world. Australia's first underwater hotel lets you sleep next to the Great Barrier Reef. Yes, please. And I look forward to the dystopian underwater horror film that comes from it. Look at that thing. Reef Suites. I'm for it. I can't wait to go to Australia. It'll be a while, but I'm... Oh, Black Panther? Wait a minute. Oh, because it was 4 years ago. Man. I love the movie. I own it. I think it's great. It's fucking heartbreaking. Yeah. Fuck. So sad. He was so goddamn good in everything, but, ugh. After Hours is trending in Says bid for Cedar Fair was rejected after hours. Belgium instituted 4-day week. Ignore work-related messages after hours with no repercussions. You saw that, yeah. And the movie After Hours is great if you haven't seen it. Yeah, I'm over. Okay, Zoe Kravitz. There you go. Getaway car. Don't know. Who cares? Sports, entertainment, COVID-19. Where are we now? Everybody's opening up, and shit is too much time, and are we too fast? And Hong Kong is overwhelmed by a COVID-19 outbreak. Outdoor tents is the latest overwhelms. Eek. Guess that whole zero COVID policy is not working out so well. Hong Kong has no plans whatsoever for a full lockdown. Even though it has overwhelmed the city's capacity. Well, that would be the reason for having it. One would think. Hillary opened for Striper. Now, simmer down. Whoa. Although, if it's Omicron, in theory, the damage will be lessened, we hope. Vaccine nationalism is what? You think in the West, which are going to hogging vaccines led to variants? Yes, I can say that. You think the West, the richer countries hogging vaccines, has led to the variants? Yes, I can think that. It would be foolish to drop all our precautions against COVID-19 now. That's okay. Much of the inequality has been driven by the fact globally production is concentrated in very few high-income countries. You mean, and all due respect, but you mean the countries with the actual structures built to create the vaccines and produce them? Because, I mean, all right. Do you think we will ever get over this? Trying to think what she's saying.
Social, educational, the impact on this generation coming through.
We will come through it, we will get out of it, but I think it will take longer than people are currently planning. People think we'll be out of the pandemic by the end of this year. Yes, I mean, the health impacts of COVID, hopefully, we will get over it. We're not going to get rid of the virus. We will learn how to live with it, like with other respiratory viruses. But it's the other impacts on the economy, on society, and particularly on the vulnerable. This is the time to really start planning. And I particularly hope that we can keep children at the center of this rebuilding. And the other thing is not thinking about going back to 2000, how we lived in 2019, but to imagine a new future where we will continue to be very cautious and looking at to see whether there are new variants or viruses emerging. I think we'll have much better surveillance systems globally as a result of this pandemic. And we can also put our masks on. We know that even if you've had an ordinary respiratory infection or a flu, it's good to keep your mask on because at least you're not infecting your family and co-workers. So I think we've learned a lot we should take into the future.
Sorry. Shit. Sorry. Silly man. That's what happens when I do this thing without my headphones in. Duppity-doo. I've only done it this time because I'm trying to, play audio and then forget that. All right, got it. SB 964 would offer 37,000 in stipends to students pursuing a master's in social work who go on to work in behavioral health and public agency. It also creates a state fund to increase pay and provide bonuses for licensed professionals working in the field. Yeah, the problem isn't that people don't go into these fields. The problem is that it's thankless work with no end in sight. And they have no say. If a lot of times psychiatrists, social workers, and the like, if they make a proper judgment of the person in front of them, they can get in trouble. Instead, if at any point you go, like, this person needs to be institutionalized, they'll go, you're being cruel or whatever to the person you're dealing with, or you need time off or whatever. It's like, no, this is the legit assessment of the person in front of me, and turning them back out on the street and saying they should have the freedom to wander around until they die of typhus on Skid Row is fucking madness. So a lot of them just leave and they go into private practice or something. My mom worked in a mental institution for a couple of years in between jobs, working as when she was a nurse. She worked in private practice, and then she went to work for home health for the state. There's a ton of that, but yeah, right, Brenda. I mean, they quit because they're burned out, because the environment they work in is shitty. The offices that they're in suck. We need safe mental institution housing. Yes, we do. Agreed, Brenda. And there isn't. There's none. The idea is that somehow, and I would blame people who are on my side of the aisle, who have had their empathy weaponized against them and ultimately are not serving the people who are in front of them, because they're using words like, dignity in terms of someone who has none for themselves and in the circumstance that they're in, and going, well, we can't put them we can't make them go anywhere. So we'll give them some medications, and if they don't take it, what can we do? And then you just wait till they die on the street? That's not dignified. That's not empathy. Yeah, they're overloaded, they're understaffed, they're underpaid, their offices look and smell like shit. They have no recourse to deal with anybody who's often who's either violent or acting out. They're on the receiving end of it. It's terrible. It gives it, instead of curing mental illness in its most extreme forms in a lot of situation, it causes it in the workers. It gives them PTSD. It's sad. Yeah, psychiatrists and cops have the highest suicide rates in the country because of all they see, what they deal with. It's like what Lenny Bruce's thing about cops walking around with a short sleeves and a nightstick, and people yelling Gestapo at him, and he's like, Gestapo, I'm the mailman. They take care of that part of it so we can turn a blind eye to it and pretend that's not a part of it. It's just fucking brutal. And this isn't going to do it. Our behavioral health workforce is strained and struggling to revitalize workforce. It's because they have no place to send anybody. This is embarrassing, but it's the wrong. I mean, what are you doing when somebody comes in? You're trying to work with them, and they have to show up on their own, and they're mentally ill or they're drugged out of their mind, and they're gonna just walk back out that door. Maybe you'll never see them again. Maybe they'll die. You hear this, daily, heartbreaking story after heartbreaking story. No closure. You don't get to see somebody through to the end. So your life is a series of heartbreaking loose ends. Absolutely, Aaron. I'm sorry. Yes, the Gazpacho police. Right. right? I mean, it's rough. And that's what's happening. I mean, it's not because enough people aren't going into the field or don't want to go into the field. It's because they quit. And there's no reason. And I got news for you. All this talk about like shift workers and people like that getting time off and all this, the mental health care services, they're not going to get it time off. It's all emergencies all the time while they're sitting there. I mean, I feel so bad for people in the sociologists, people in the mental health field in these places, and it has nothing to do with pay scale. Nothing. So all this is about just how like soul crushing the job is because there's no support structure for it. You can't just hand somebody give somebody a script for pills, hope they fill it, hope they take it, hope they then, after a few months of being medicated, can get on their own 2 feet and get out of a shelter, and pass them off down a line. You can't use a sort of conveyor belt factory mentality in dealing with people with mental illness, and you certainly can't solve it without someone seeing them through the whole process. And nobody has the strength to do that if ultimately, no matter what you do through this entire process, is to just lead them to an empty door, to an open door, and just say bye at the end of it. Yeah, and don't worry about trolls in here, guys. We occasionally have them, and they help us. They help the algorithm. So, as long as they're not using any epithets, that's harmless. Remember when trolls used to actually have an effect? What was that? When did that stop? Like 2016? I mean, they still do someplace. I suppose they can go over to Hassan's feed and TYT, and people will still panic. But it doesn't work over here. Yeah, trolls all help with engagement. They let the algorithm know that I'm engaging. That's every time they type something, it's a plus. So, thanks, guys. Bandit's famous test and trace is Omicron case because they don't have to. It's a less dangerous version, and it'll ultimately, mixed with vaccines, will probably help people fight off future worse variants. Rich countries have abandoned moral obligations to the poor, according to who? Gordon Brown, former prime minister, urged rich governments to pledge billions to curb transmissions, as well as fund vaccines, treatments, and tests, or risk ending up on the wrong side of history. The ethnic is going to abandon their moral obligations to the poor. COVID variants found in New York sewers and Lagos slums could undo 2 years of COVID gains. World leaders have warned as they urged high-income nations to donate 16 billion. Yeah, we've been throwing in. And by the way, one of the biggest contributions that the United States has made to this process, besides the fact that 2 out of 5 of the top vaccines and the 2 main ones that work the best were made by U.S. companies, they're from the U.S., is the fact that through the NIH and the CDC and how our healthcare system functions with all of its flaws, our system came up with the 2 that work the best. Let me repeat that. Our system, how things work and don't work over here in the United States, that's the system that came up with the 2 best functioning vaccines. And we invest in that as taxpayers all the time. We have for decades upon decades upon decades. It's not just the money we're dumping in now. It's all the back history of all the studies and universities. 16 of the top 20 universities on Earth are in the United States. Many of them are have a lot of like specialty medical departments that develop a lot of these things and help us expand on on our knowledge that we already have. As a proud American, I would like to say, yes, I agree. We need to do more to produce more of this stuff so that we can create it. but changing our entire system because all of a sudden, countries with way more workers than we could ever have are behind an 8 ball is counterproductive. We are in the put your mask on before you put your child's mask on situation in this circumstance. Gordon Brown, money helped the global vaccination of 70% of the world by mid-2022. Provide treatments for other to protect. Okay. This is Gordon Brown urging rich governments to pledge budget to curb transmission as well as fund vaccines, basically covering for the NIH. Currently, 75% of people are fully vaccinated in high-income countries, while only 10% of people in low-income countries have received at least one jab. Meanwhile, 4.7 billion COVID shots have been administered globally, with only 22 million have been administered in low-income countries. Yes, because of lines of transmission, shipping being shut down. This would be something you would want to prepare for in the future. Especially if you're India, I'm talking to you. You are a giant country. You have a number of human beings you could marshal behind this and have a 10 to 20 year strategy to educate your populace that would be game-changing the world over. Get at it. You absolutely have the capability. I believe in you. Donors are going to think that pull back because COVID is not over until it's over in every country in the world. That's not true either. It just isn't. I mean, confirm the Scottish government has received advice from JCVI recommending the vaccination is offered to 5 to 11-year-olds who accept this advice. Yeah. Also, the rich countries in these circumstances, how he defines them, are the countries that are also guinea pigging themselves on these. We are effectively the human trials for the rest of the world. We didn't dump these vaccines on poor countries and go, well, if you guys don't croak, we'll take them. If you have a weak immune system, okay, this is all the other thing. Thank you so much for reaching out and sent well wishes to my daughter to test positive code. In times like this, strength and comfort. Okay, that's nice. Okay. Teachers had it worse during Omicron between 2021 and 2022, according to the ONS. The percentage of workforce self-isolation recruited most a bunch of teachers, social workers, and healthcare workers. Yeah, that's because they were the ones who were back to work too and had most exposure. That's self-isolation, though. They were not hospitalized at a greater level because Omicron's effectively different. There's a lot to this. Let's go back to trending, and it's the same thing. Wop-a-wop-wop-a-wop. Okay, here we go. Let's just go back. Hi, everybody. How are you? Hello. Good to see you. India is doing it. How they'll be a leader down the road. Yes, but that is largely due to the gumption of large sections of their populace, not because of leadership over time. And it's going to take a lot more. It really is. The division of African countries is always going to be there's a bit politically, there's like a crab bucket going on in there, and where one country starts to get a toehold and another one pulls them down. That's been happening for a long time, unfortunately. The fall, thank you, Anne. After all this time, reimagine the work week thinking. If you want to. All good here. Greetings from Ireland. Yeah, good, Alan. I'm glad. I'll bring it back in heart. Yes. Oh, so the Alice Cooper story. Ultimately, we just got to see him. We saw the show, and it was an interesting endeavor, I will say. Hold on. I have other pictures to share, and I see if I can put them on my screen, and we'll finish out with some pics that are in here. Yeah, I got a bunch of. Yeah, those are nice. Let's see. Starting here. Let's see. Do this and. I'm going to take a bunch of pictures that I had in my phone. And let's see. Trying to weed out some of the ones you guys shouldn't see. Hold on. Just overall, the like watching the shows was just friggin' spectacular. But walking, it was funny because you'd watch these shows and you're like, I've done shows on cruise ships before where I have like had to hide essentially. I filled in for Roseanne on a big gay cruise. She was supposed to do stand up. She ditched out at the last minute. And let's see, grab that one. That's good. And so they asked me to fill in for her, and I said yes, and it was lovely. And but I had to, because it was just, good Lord, the shows, or the cruise was, it was a bit of my goodness, and so I had to hide below deck essentially all the time, and lest I get, hold on, right, I'll get one of these. Cool picture. There we go. Cool. I'll show you something. This is kind of odd. There we go. Some closing night stuff. There we go. Almost there. Okay. Now, airdrop, share with my Mac Pro. Okay. Now it should be going through, hopefully. Getting ready, doing something. Converting. Okay, so I'm transferring some pictures right now. Yeah. Is she as rude in person? Roseanne? I did. Okay, so I was a judge on America's Funniest Mom, this comedy contest that they had, and she was on it as well. She's just a little, she's spun, quite frankly. I mean, we're talking about mental health. You know, there's Roseanne, and then there's like a gap in Roseanne. There's like a something missing when you're talking to her about stuff, and you realize it's like somebody blew a fuse from drugs or something like that. When you know you're talking to somebody. I had a dear friend who, I didn't see them for a long time, and it was clear they had been doing drugs fairly heavily during the time that I had not seen them, and there was just like a gap in their personality. Like I could tell there was like, it was like a faulty wire, and I just had to factor that into my own, like, ability to converse with them. You just got, it's like talking to someone who has like a speech disorder or something like that, where you're like, okay, I just need to shape what I'm saying so they get, or if they're hard of hearing, or they have any of, or you're writing them something and they're dyslexic, those kind of things. You just make, so you can communicate, just find another way to communicate. You just have to find a way around it, work with them. Because there may be elements of their personality, and most people there largely are, that make it worth it. You just have to put the effort in. A lot of people just don't, right? So, thank you so much, Rallis Mom. Good morning. And Pooh Bicker Upper, thanks. And Spicy Dragon, thank you for the super chat. And Audio Girl Jen, thank you so much for resubscribing on there. On Midgie Ray, thank you so much. Look at that. There you go. And did I miss anybody? Well, I'm going to scroll through. I'm sure I did because I was chit-chatting for a bit. Nina, thank you so much for the super chat. Angela, Caleb is so cute. Hal, you're killing me. Thanks. Raphael, did you get a vibe that you will be asked on again? On the boat? Yes. I think we're definitely going to make it next year. Procol Harum, thank you, Al Spear. Oh my gosh, Louise, thank you. I just got my IRS refund, so get some for getting us through all this BS and making us smart. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you so much for that, Louise. Bless you. I'm sorry I missed it when it came through. I was talking about something else, I have no doubt. And let's see. Jim, thank you for the coffee. Louise, thank you for the coffee in the show and all the Hillary kill. Right. Hillary. And that's from yesterday. I see. Okay, good. Let's see. Is this coming through yet? Nope, not yet. It's still converting. Okay. Does it have to ask? What's happening? My phone's still converting what I'm sending it there. The funny thing is that I'm probably sending it and it's already updated in the... Nah, it hasn't. Nope. It's not in there yet. I'd like to think it would be, but no. There we go. Bringing some stuff. Oh, Murph, I love Roseanne, her rendition of the football game. Well, I don't know. No. Roseanne was in a bad accident when she was a kid. Well, it could be, extended head trauma, I suppose. Reset. Thank you, Cosmic Rose. Yes, you're watching the House Sparks Morning Show. We're just chit-chatting. We're hanging out. Let's see. Do I have me and... Let's see. Can't remember. I have to look at one of my other screens. I thought I had a setup with the... Oh, I know what I can do. This is fun. Hang out. We'll do this real quick so we can see each other. Super weird, but takes a second. By the way, good morning. Thanks for being here with me. Appreciate it. Where are you? Where are you, chat app? Where's the chatting? Chat, you silly chat. Come on. Home events, team chat, and where the heck is the chat? On this thing. Let's see. Go in here. Take this. Turn the chat on. Pop it out. Oh my gosh. Pearcart. Oh, Kiki. What was that? That's great. Thanks so much. Was that rubles? You're kidding me, right? Really? We actually converted one of the Russian trolls? I'm kidding, Kiki. I'm just messing with you. That's really sweet. Petrobit, thank you so much. Jill, thank you so much. Crystal Anderson has become a member for has been a member for 9 months. Thank you so much. Your membership now can survive outside the womb. That's amazing. That's hilarious. Hold on one second. Let's see if I can. Oh, no, that doesn't go there. Where can I pop out the chat? Pop out the chat, mother truckers. Team? No. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. That's the scheduler. Maybe it's down here. Invite your friends. Or do this. What in the hizzy heck is going on here? The chat vanished on me. I don't understand. It's aggravating. Get back in here, you craziness. What's the chat? I gotta be able to put what's the restream? Chat.restream.o. Okay. There we go. Now it's working. I got it. Yeah. Hillary was messing with me. Clearly. She's avoiding all the questions, too. There you go. Hold on 1 second. Let's see if I can get this to there. Yeah, it's not that bad. And then I can bring this over to here. And then I have to shrink it down. Probably have to make it even smaller just to make it tolerably like a good size. There we go. And then we do this, and voila, we're hanging out. Look at you. There you go, chat room. Now behave yourself. Look at that, La Maison du Chat. You finally got here. Congratulations, just in time. Hello from Gibby, Queensland, Australia. Can't sleep for. Oh my gosh, Georgina. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm sorry you're. I know what it's like to have when I threw out my shoulder, just trying to just sleeping made me angry because I would roll over on it or try to sleep, or even if I slept on this side and my shoulder was busted, even the joint resting against my body was somehow too much. Oof. Good Lord. Oh, thanks, Christina. It's, figured I'd wear it down today. Why not? Chicago, hello. Favorite city in the world. Love you, Chicago. Steve Bannon's Getter Backer is bankrupt. That's hilarious. That'll be fun to look into. Hi, Twitch people. Twitch.tv/AlSparks. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have Amazon Prime, it won't cost you a dime. Also, if you're not a subscriber on the YouTube channel, please consider it. That's it. And if you're a troll, just don't write anything that the algorithm on YouTube that its auto censors will kick you off for, like violent rhetoric or racial or epithets, any of that stuff. Don't use any of that stuff, and you can kind of stick around and help me grow as a channel. My goodness. Isn't it wonderful? Try a bad shoulder replacement. Hurts 24/7. Good Lord. What's my favorite movie? My favorite movie is Blade Runner. My favorite anime movie is Ghost in the Shell. Do you see a theme here, a trend? The movie I have seen the most, if I've watched, that I've watched over and over the most times, is Fletch. My favorite Marvel origin story is Captain America, the First Avenger. Yeah. Leon the Professional. It's a great movie. Great movie. Sparks Force is taking over. Yes. Brave Man Hal. Brave Man allow the chat for 3 digital venues on a screen. I know. It's so watch yourself. I'm this close to I'm gonna have to I've got a single button where I can go no you don't. Firehouse Dog Hudsucker Park. Yes. Agreed, Jimmy. Just watched Fletch a few months back. Awesome. Fletch in Brazil. That's great. Finally watched Ant-Man. It was pretty good. I enjoyed that. That was fun. La Brea Tar Pits t-shirt. That's Smilodon Californicus. Hi, people in Canada. Love you guys. Miss you guys. Got to get up there sometime soon. It'll be a while, but I'll be up there. We'll make it. Your daughter made a movie during COVID? That's excellent, Mia. Ask her if she wants me to be in her next one. The new Jack Reacher is awesome. Okay, I will watch it on The Man Who Would Be King or Big Lebowski. Oh, huh. I don't know that I find them incomparable. But The Man Who Would Be King is a different story. Yeah. Big Lebowski, I just enjoy. Yes, I am, Erica. Indeed. Announcements to follow. Oh, wow. The theme song for Top Gun was written for Fletch and never used. Danger Zone? That's amazing. We have cookies. Excellent. I'm for it. They finally cast a man to play Jack Reacher. Easy. I'm shorter than that guy and taller than Tom Cruise. And we don't need any more heightism in Hollywood than there already is. Being there's lovely. Yeah. I don't believe in necessarily having a favorite. It's just I know that which ones I resonate to the most. And that's really what you mean with a favorite. It says used all the ad time. You can just one each time. We don't want to spend all your points too fast. Right. Cheers, Isabel. You're wearing the Dude Abide shirt. Excellent. Oh, the Alice Cooper story. When I was a kid. So when I was, I want to say 7 or 8 years old, Alice Cooper did a show at Rupp Arena. I'm pretty sure that's where it was, which is in Lexington. And he wanted to buy, my dad had a lot of pre-war mandolins. My dad would fix musical instruments. And by pre-war, he means pre-Civil War. Really old instruments. Acoustic guitars, banjos, that kind of stuff. And he would refurbish them and get them back to functioning. And he'd done that with a few mandolins. And apparently, Alice wanted to buy one of them. So he came to our house in Peaksmill, Kentucky. And I was a huge Kiss fan, but I didn't really know from Alice Cooper. And still, like, just not the genre I'm in. I would put him in a different rock genre, like almost theater rock. I think Alice is closer to Meatloaf and like Rocky Horror than to Kiss, for example. Anyways, but he came to the house, and I was 8, and I didn't know who he was, but I was like, I joked with my mom. I was like, oh, so Dad's doing heroin now, and this lady is going to be his connection. And this lady, in my joke, was Alice Cooper. Yes, I am the son of a luthier. Well, yeah, technically, I suppose. Did he remember you on the cruise? No, I did not run into him. I didn't seek him out. I definitely seeked out. Hold on. Done. Did this come through? Hold on. See if this. Did that come through? Nope, it did not. Rats. Goo. Okay, it still says converting. This is too much stuff, I think. Good to know, Foggy. Often we are growers, not showers. Brother, Where Art Thou? Yes, the Coen brothers. I love their work. Miller's Crossing is also one of my favorite movies of all time. One of the most beautiful films. And like every frame in that could be hung on the wall as a piece of like period photography from Prohibition. Did you at least see it? Yes, I did, Pauline. I went and saw it. We went and watched him do the show. And turns out I know his guitar player from the Iron Maidens. Love dogs, but we have cats. So I don't currently have a dog. One of these days. Leaving, then I'll be here. Oh, excellent. Be well, Noemi. See you later. Replying on had jump on Facebook to participate in the chat. I was watching on Twitter and did see a Twitter stream in the chat. Oh, yeah, there's not one, Victoria, in the, like, I don't know why that is. I go after the show, I can go look at Twitter and see what people have said. Hal, at least I have you to laugh with. Thank you for everything. Oh, thanks, Robin. That's what I'm here for. We'll get there. Don't worry. Dude, Where's My Car? It is a masterful piece of art, I will say. Get a Sheltie. Stenosis. I have a dog. Oh my gosh. Janet, bless your heart. Preston Sturgis, Great McGinty, every frame. Oh, yes. Actually met Meredith Wilson, and Wilson got his autograph when I was 12 years old. Sweet. I got Aaron Gray's autograph when I was 12. Pretty sure that was my first public erection. Luckily, I was wearing a long coat. I want a Rottweiler. I don't want a Rottweiler. I mean, I don't mind them. They're lovely dogs, but I actually want like a Serval and a Maine Coon. I want those giant cats. I don't want a pug. They're adorable, but I don't want one. Good Lord. See what happens sometimes? I just wanted you guys to see this. Like, this is occasionally what happens in my chat. And it mostly happens on Facebook. That people drop these paragraphs. Only really happens there. Mel Brooks is lovely. I have met him. He's a lovely human being. First famous person was Wolfman Jack. All right. Rock and roll, babies. Wolfman Jack. Most of these people aren't going to know who that is, baby. Get a basset hound. My aunt and my uncle, my Aunt Susan, rest her soul, and my Uncle Johnny they had nothing but basset hounds. That's what they got. And they, if they lost one, they replaced one. And they had a basset hound who had epilepsy, and they named him Fitz. True story. Harold and Maude is a lovely film. It's a mess, but it's lovely. Clap for the Wolfman babies. How have you checked all what? Have I checked all? Have I checked all? Look, I read the chat down here, so you can see where I'm watching. I'll see it. I met Wolfman Jack in the Hard Rock Cafe, baby. Pulp Fiction's good, although it's episodic storytelling to me. It's it's like Grand Canyon or some of those other films that loosely knitted together, like a Robert Altman film. Yeah, Adopt a Mutt. I agree. I don't know. This dog's got a lot of good years in him. What do you think you should name him? Punchy. I like ragdoll cats. Yeah. Same thing with dogs. I like ragdoll dogs as well. Like, they just hang out. They're not like tense dogs. I don't get it. The Wages of Fear. Great. Yep. Felt dirty leaving the theater after Pulp Fiction. Yeah, well, I could see that. When Harry Met Sally is lovely. Yeah. Just, what I just watched? Full Metal Jacket's fantastic. You know what I just watched the other night that I hadn't watched in a long time? I own it on Apple, on iTunes, but was Throw Mama from the Train. Watch that, front to back. And then last night, a lot of times during dinner, Ethan, Summer's son, will ask me to pick a movie for us to watch while we're eating, and and then we finish up basically we eat during the first half of the movie, and then we watch the rest of it after dinner. We watched he'd never seen it, My Blue Heaven, which is adorable and a strangely structured film. It's functionally, it's Nora Ephron. She knows what she's doing. Oh my God, Real Men is such a great movie. Just Jim Belushi and John Ritter. God damn, it's so good. You rarely watch movies twice? I watch them multiple times. But then that's, maybe why I'm in the industry that I'm in. Ghost Dog Samurai is great. Mm-hmm. Kill Bill. Throw Mom for the Train and All of Me. Yeah, super fun. Spies Like Us. I know lately all the footage from Ukraine keeps making me want to watch Spies Like Us. over and over. It's one of these recurring things with me.
Did you hear that? Yeah. It's a dickfer. What's a dickfer? To pee with.
So good. Diner and Tin Men were faves in college. Mad Max Fury Road. I liked it. I wasn't, it didn't carry me away. Heat's one of those movies I can watch multiple times as well. Strictly Ballroom, sure. Won't you gentlemen have a Pepsi? Well done, Chris. Right Stuff. Summer loves that one. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Agreed. I like the movie. However, it makes me sad. The movie makes me sad. I feel bad for John Candy's character, the entire movie, and I know that Steve Martin's gonna tell him off because I've seen the scene where he's like, "I like me," and I find it heartbreaking and shitty how he's treated. And it's nice that he has somebody at the end, but it's just fucking awful. And yeah, I mean, I can't enjoy it as a comedy. You know what I mean? Like it was it was a boulder on toothpicks. The weight of the drama in it was far too heavy to be carried by the comedy that's in it for me. Young Frankenstein is amazing. Big Trouble in Little China, I love, love, love. Liar, Liar is great. Snatch is amazing. Oh my God, I've watched that so many times. The Jerk, brilliant. Giving it to your girlfriend for Valentine's Day, that's amazing. You ever seen Election? Yes, I have. We've seen Election. It's good. Euphigenia Doubtfire, dear. Oh, thanks, Beantown. Thanks so much. I can watch Twister and Overboard over and over again. Yeah, Twister's one of those. It's a good popcorn movie. Man with Two Brains is so good. The subtlety of the comedy and this outlandish, over-the-top humor, the language jokes in it, just when he goes into the mad scientist's condo and it looks like a mad scientist's castle, and he's like, "I love what you've done to the place. It's so dreary. I love it. And do you have enough closet space?" And he goes, "No, of course not. There never is," or whatever. And then you get things and they fill it up and you never. It's just so great. And then read that back to me. My work in brain science or whatever, brain surgery is unsurpassed and will probably live beyond my, make my name live beyond me in history. And he goes, I like that. Take out the probably, though. It makes me sound wishy-washy. Yeah. So goddamn good. Albert Brooks is, I mean, if you want to see somebody who made a prescient movie, a movie that told the future, go watch Real Life. Albert Brooks's first film about reality television. Holy shit. Money Pit is genius. Oh, so good. Uncle Buck is terrific. Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, amazing. Again, they did those movies so they could all buy houses in Aspen. Sedagive? Yeah, Blazing Saddles, genius. Everybody's like, you couldn't make Blazing Saddles today. Like, fuck you, you could too. Not only could you make it, basically all the jokes that are in that were on the Chappelle Show on basic cable. Oh, Madeline Kahn is just so goddamn good. So powerfully funny. You just watched Money Pit? Amazing. So good. How all of me? Talking about, yes. Back and bowl. Put me back and bowl. Wow, somebody mentioned Cloud Atlas. That's amazing. Brazil is terrific. I mean, I mean, Terry Gilliam's work is incredible too. Wow, Foggy. Let me know if I shouldn't take a train or a plane then. Primal Fear. Yeah, it's good. Slapshot. Oh, good lord, so good. Princess Bride. Yep. Yeah, the Fisher King. Fisher King's another one of those that is just heart-wrenching. Franz Gruber? You mean Hans Gruber? Is there a Hans and Franz Gruber? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Takagi will not be joining us for the rest of his life. Yeah, I wouldn't mind playing, a Hans Gruber in a movie. Rat Race. Oh God, there's so many good. Yeah, absolutely. Cotton Comes to Harlem with Sidney Poitier. Amazing. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Terrific. Caddyshack, of course. City of God. Any Monty Python. Big Fish. Empire of the Sun. Watch Slapshot often. What a great 70s movie. Totally. Zoltan. Yeah, I have to throw that in there. There you go. Blues Brothers, so great. Anybody watch Switching Channels? As random movies go, with Christopher Reeve and Burt Reynolds and Kathleen Turner. Of course, Evil Dead 2. Just talk about genre bending. Out of Time. Yeah, you know what I just watched and I'm stuck on and I like watching again and again. It's one of those movies I can fall asleep to, is Deja Vu, the Denzel Washington movie. It's just it's Tony Scott. It's a great popcorn film, but he brings heart to it and she does too, and his co-star in it, I'm blitzing on her name right now. Yeah, it's early 2000s, late 90s Denzel Washington pulp goes. It peaks the needle. Bachelor Party is amazing. Time After Time, holy smokes, yeah, with Malcolm McDowell chasing Jack the Ripper through time. When he tries to learn how to order fast food and he's standing in line at McDonald's, and this guy goes, "I'll have a Big Mac and a large order of fries," and he steps up to the thing because he's British and he's trying to blend in, and he goes, "I'll have a Big Mac and a large order of fries, and tea, please." It's so great. Dreamscape, yes. Denzel and Hurricane, yep. Night at the Opera. I'm a big fan of Duck Soup. Love you too, Doyle. Thanks. The Burbs is fantastic. We just watched The Lost Boys again, too. Yeah, we were talking about Time After Time. Brainstorm is terrific. That's a movie ahead of its time. That one, there's a couple of movies that I think are due for a remake with technology being what it is now. And Dreamscape is one of them. And so is Brainstorm. Right? Like metaverse-y kind of storylines. Fritz the Cat, right? Sling Blade is terrific. Yes, it's true. Yeah, Deja Vu is awesome. What about Bob? Yeah. Dead Zone. I'll tell you what God did to me. Yeah, Brainstorm now, with technology as we know it. It's a crazy story anyways. Like, it's so subtly done, but so good. How did Stuttering John do to you? Nothing. Yeah, I like Stranger Things, the series as well. Yeah. Cyborg, absolutely. You know what the greatest thing about the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie Cyborg is? All the characters are named after musical instruments. Gibson, Fender, Tama, Marshall. Yeah. Oh, I see. That's what you guys were talking about. The troll who thinks they're making points. Because I guess yes, I'm transitioning into Jesus. You know, another long-haired freak, according to you, apparently. Spinal Tap is, I mean, one of the classics of all time. Kung Fury is the king of insane movies. Yeah. Would who'd you like to star with in a sci-fi movie? Oh gosh. I don't know, because I know there are actors that I would like to work with, but I don't know if they'd be any fun to work with. Right? Because that's one of the worst ones. You're like, hey, I'm gonna end up working in this movie with somebody, you know, this great actor, and then you turn out they're friggin' pain. That'd be annoying. You know, honestly, I'd like to be in a dramatic movie with Mike Myers. Just saying. Billy Madison's a cult film? Yeah, it's a cult pulp film, but yeah, sure. Green Mile, yeah, that'll make you cry. Overboard, the original one? Mondo Carney? All right, now we're getting serious. Ernest Goes to Jail, exactly. Finally, someone goes, you know, deep reads. Heist, the one with Gene Hackman, okay. Yeah, children. Jesus Christ Superstar. Yes, I think I could pull it off. You know. Oh, I love Lance Henriksen. Yeah. Best stand up is a toss up between George Carlin and Ron Williams. Well, two totally different styles, incomparable in many ways. Arnold, yeah, I could do one. I'd love to be in, you know, like Terminator 9, where they're using a CGI version of him.
But I'm cut from the very same line, so that we all have when we come off the line, we all have the same accent for no particular reason.
Spaceballs. Heat is amazing. That's how do I have t-shirts? Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I have merch. And as a matter of fact, you can find that merch in like on YouTube right below the screen. You can go to the Teespring store, and on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/AlSparks, that's where the really kind of fine merch is in a lot of ways, because the Streamlabs merch is better concocted. So is there anything I can't do? So far, I have not been able to gestate a fetus, but I'm working on it, apparently. Up in Smoke, sure. The Doors, here's the thing. Not a musically not a Doors fan per se. And I also know that that's in some ways because of drug experimentation, where Val Kilmer kind of went on a bit of a downslope. And I blame that movie and fucking overacting in that regard. People trying to be too method about something and do damage to themselves. Ask River Phoenix. Yeah, somebody said, Stephen, Big Trouble in Little China earlier, and it's just such a brilliant, funny, strange movie. How about a movie starring Ficus? Yeah, I'll do my own Ernest-like movies with him as a character. Oh, thank you so much, Galaxy, for the super chat. Taxi Driver is terrific. 9 to 5 is amazing. Oh my God. All three of those women are just incredible, and Dabney Coleman is the greatest foil. He's so good in it. The scene he has with Dolly Parton where they reverse roles, and she's like, what's that aftershave you're wearing, Frank? That's so sexy. That turned me on. And what's that called? And he goes, stud. Miss Dorley, I am not that kind of man. No, it's so good. Let's see how long it takes her to hogtie this sexist, egotistical, lying, hypocritical bigot. Oh, so apparently you only have one joke? All right, that's fine. Hi, Vern. Well, Jim Varney, who played Ernest P. Worrell in the Ernest Goes to Movies and all the ads, he was a regional ad star, was a Shakespearean actor from Kentucky. Really talented guy, really a sweetheart by all measure, and blew up, created his own kind of thing, inspired many others to do it. Bill Murray is pretty darn hilarious in everything. Christopher Walken in Blast from the Past. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Man with One Red Shoe is a fantastic '80s comedy. I would line up with like a double feature with Spies Like Us. How Reddit is all over the place with you canceling your comedy. No, but I don't care. Why would I care about Reddit talking about things? Honestly. What you don't actually think people are concerned about chat rooms they're not a part of talking about them? Yeah. How what inspired you? Making my mom and my aunt laugh really hard. And my mom's a nurse and my aunt was a teacher, and they both had a lot of rough days, and knowing that I could make them laugh had value. That was it. Yeah. Oh dear, Reddit. Not Reddit. I'm being spoken of on Reddit. What error shall I do? Drowning Mona. Okay, I have not seen that. I will take your word for it and look into it. Zombieland was cute. Buried Alive, the original. Highly suggest watching the 1960 film Pollyanna with Ethan. Scenery is amazing. Teaches so many valuable life lessons about being positive. All right. She taught math. They named the math department after her in at the college she taught at in Kentucky. Thanks, Kevin. I try. We all manage, We're constantly, one must constantly garden oneself against one's baser instincts and focus on making more of yourself all the time. Hey, it's why I'm a Mason. Have you seen the newsletter on the bulletin board canceling your show? Oh dear. Yes. I respect Stuttering John. Why wouldn't I? What is who? Again, he has my number. This is silly. Clockwatch, Hot Fuzz. Oh my God, Hot Fuzz is so much fun and so well crafted, and a great example of how comedy can actually be film. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, necessary coming of age story. Very strange. Was 20 Questions fun? Yes, it was actually. Voicing that was great. House that Jack built. The one I was in that was never finished, or the other one? Does it suck to have scenes where you have to eat? No. Although I will say that if I do them, I always eat for real. Like this nibbling bullshit. Actors that pull off a piece of lettuce on a sandwich and nibble on a line piss off. Now, granted, I can never have a lemon bar again as long as I live because I ate something like 50 of them during a shooting day on Queer as Folk. I wasn't a fan to begin with, but afterward, now the smell makes me sick. But the whole thing was, and I couldn't have a spit bucket because I had to take it off, and the idea was I bite off half the thing, and then I get caught, and I have lines of dialogue while I'm chewing and swallowing it. So there's no getting rid of it. Who was the first person I ever impersonated? My dad for my mom. He'd said something. And my grandmother Siler, after my parents got divorced, I forget what the conversation was doing, but I did my dad in front of my mom, like I did his voice and something he'd said, and my grandmother just cracked up. And I was like, Is there an actor you found difficult to work with? Yes. Flirting with disaster? Mm-hmm. That's great. Could you be part of a comedy team with whom, or was it? Yeah. I mean, I went to Second City, so being part of a sketch group is, a big dream of mine. Brain Candy's fantastic. The Kids in the Hall movie. I saw the original director's cut. It was directed by Kelly Macon, who directed some Queer as Folk episodes. Lovely guy, great director. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, yes. The second one was the first remake. Yeah. Was it Steven Seagal? No. Although I did work with an actor on Queer as Folk who was a stunt guy on a Steven Seagal movie, and Seagal gave him a scar on his face because he was fucking around and being unprofessional and like during a stunt thing, and put the guy's face through a window. Like an asshole. Just whisper it, nobody's listening. People know at this point. Strangers with Candy is a fantastic series if you haven't watched it. It's great. Some of Colbert's greatest work. Easily. And I have seen Spaced. Yes, it's lovely. It's a sitcom about, a guy and a girl rooming together after they both get kicked out. The opening scene in it, where they're each getting kicked to the curb, is great editing. Well structured. It's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Are you doing Shakespeare again this year? I don't know. I want to. We'll see if it comes up again. Trolls freak out over house success. It's true. They don't understand. They can't get it. They've tried so many times, and they can't. Yeah. Let's see. I like Colbert and Birdman. Oh my God. Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. So goddamn funny. Ha ha, there he is.
After I saved the planet, I went and got a coffee, and anyway, I got a coffee, and it was hot, and I spilt hot lap.
Ooh, let's all go to the mountain. Hey, yes, I am indeed unique. It's true. Yeah, I don't have any. Here's what I will say. In all fairness, I can work with anybody practically. If they're not, I'm not going to work with Cosby or do a Weinstein movie anytime soon. People who've got actual criminal pasts, no. But I don't have to agree with someone intellectually, philosophically, morally, or personally to act in a project with them. Because it's hard enough to get projects off the ground. I'm going to start brooming people over, political disagreements and any kind of stuff. And the idea that somehow Hollywood is liberal and conservatives can't get work is a bunch of shit. Gary Sinise had a series. He worked all the time. It's just dumb. Honestly. And I do, you guys know, I personally, while I will make fun of maggots and Trumpsters and that kind of stuff, and we'll have these big, long conversations about politics and whatnot, and I have no problem joking about or calling out people like, everybody from Hannity to Russell Brand for being assholes or liars or fools. At no point am I going to dehumanize them to a point where they could never salvage themselves. I'm not going to do that with anybody. It's just not how I live. I refuse to. Difference is one thing, demonizing is another. And, and I'm in everything that I do, as much as I call out these people, I am humanizing them. If I thought somebody was so far off the deep end mentally that they were unsalvageable, I wouldn't joke about them, because it would be, I only tell jokes or make jokes about things that people can change. That's my comedy ethic. That's the rule. I'll and that includes weight, by the way. Too skinny, too heavy. I feel like that's fair game, because you can change that. Whether you choose to or not is up to you. Whether you think you have to or should is also up to you. So there's an argument to be had there. Height, facial structure, eye color, those kind of things. And again, your race, your ethnicity, your religion might be one of those things. I feel comfortable joking about all religions strictly because you can change them. That's a decision. And you make that decision again every single day, no matter what religion you were born into. You choose to stay it or change it in your life. So, but I make a distinction about, individuals, the elements of them that they cannot change. I will not joke about it, leave them out. And so if I'm making fun of somebody for being a liar or an asshole or, or being, their comprehension being terrible as far as their reading and their visual comprehension, what I'm effectively saying is go back and look at that again, because it doesn't say what you think it says. And that's still a joke where the person is a whole human to me. Flaws and all. And that's why also when people joke about me, I can take it. Like, I've never really gone, think of the projects that I've been on and think about the number of jokes that have been told about me over times. And, attacks on me for God knows what, and especially as being like broadcasting, like I've been doing, as a liberal on this platform and others, with just, how much right-wing trollage there is out there. And what they say, and like, why in the world would that ever upset me? I don't mean that it would be lying to say that I took action to, or built up my mental fortitude to somehow deal with it. I just honestly can't think of a reason why it should matter. On a bunch of scales, not the least of which is that, fucking strangers in the middle of the internets can change your mood. You're going to give your power over to somebody you don't even know. I will reserve that for somebody that I care about and I know personally that I may or may not have wronged. And so that would bring in my concern over how my behavior, I will feel bad or feel good based on that, right? But honest to God, a lot of people will ask me like how I deal with the trollage and the hits back. And honestly, by not. I don't get why. Oh, and Night Shift is a fantastic movie. Fantastic. Love brokers. You and me, buddy. You must be having an effect, Hal, because people are starting to post videos trying to refute you. I'm great. Please do. Yeah, knock yourself out. That's awesome. I must really be like, they like me. They really like me. Yeah. But I honestly can't think of a reason why I should give a shit. And I also think that if I did, like if I just, even in a moment of weakness or something, fell for that crap and actually did start caring about it, what a terrible example to give to everybody else. Can you imagine what a disservice that would be to people who are, oh my God, he's, you know what I mean? How stuff is all fact checked. It is. I'm doing the fact checking. So if they want to fact check my fact checking and selectively read the stuff I'm completely reading, fucking have at it. And by the way, that's mega trolling. That's how you really build. That if anything's going to get us up into the 100,000 subscriber zone, it's going to be those dickheads making videos about me. So fingers crossed. Let's go. Yeah, they can't even refute opinions because they're my opinions. I remember distinctly, I did a bit on stage and some woman came up to me after the show and she said, well, that's just your opinion. I'm like, of course it's my fucking opinion. It's my time on stage. We think I'm going to go up on stage by myself doing stand-up and give someone else's opinion? I write all my own shit. The idea is that I give you my opinion, and you can judge my opinion based on what you think and compare it and contrast it with what I think and how I think. And you can make a decision at some point. Whoops, the thing went to sleep. You're still there. Don't worry. I'd like to see Jimmy Dore commit to a whole story. He can't, though, because it'll fall apart. He can't do the whole thing. That's why he's got to jump around. It's the same thing that Fox does. And that's why it's become crucial on my channel. That's kind of the basis of it in a lot of ways, was that I do the whole video. We go through the whole thing. Yeah, imagine being offended by a stand-up comedy act. I know. And again, folks, if you don't like jokes told in a stand-up special, don't go see that person live. Don't watch that special. Dead serious. And if you think jokes are violence or that they can actually have an effect on people and hurt and harm them, you are the person doing the harm. You are the one asserting that those words should have weight enough to crush that person. You're giving them that power, not the other way around. And this is exactly why I'm not for canceling Joe Rogan, for example. Because in a lot of minds, even the conversation about it has cemented him as some sort of truth teller. That's why they want to get rid of him. That's why they want to get rid of him, because he's the one telling the truth. Not that he's spreading bullshit and they're concerned that idiots will listen to him and suck horse paste, which is what they're saying. Which is also, again, you're dehumanizing even his viewers. I do have great fans, it's true. There Will Be Blood is great. Although, you know where he got that voice, right? You know where, now I'm an oil man and this is my boy. He took it from John Huston. He's basically doing a John Huston impersonation. Fifth Element is terrific, yes. Although it's derivative of a lot of other things. Thanks, Jay. But I'm telling you this because it has meaning. One of the things that canceling someone does is reinforce the idea that not are they just saying they're stupid they kind of make them a martyr for that version of the truth. Because you must be important. You must be saying something real for them to want to come for you. Especially if they've been, fomenting this idea that they're coming for anybody who isn't telling the truth, and it's corralled everyone into these conspiracy corners. So no, let it stand. Cancel no speeches. Again, when the Nazis marched in Skokie, the Jewish people and their neighbors in Skokie had it right. Close your drapes and have a nice meal, and let these assholes walk down an empty street. And if somebody gives a speech, you should be able to answer it. You should be able to refute it. And the only way you can really refute it, and this is why I show full Trump rallies, why we do the whole thing, is because unless you've seen the whole thing, and in our cases multiple fucking times, a lot of times, you may not know even how to push back against the argument. You may even mistake what argument they're actually making. Illinois Nazis. I fucking hate Illinois Nazis. Right? What kind of camera I'm using? I use an old Sony. I think it's the 5100. I got it a while. Hold on. We got a spare one because this one crapped out. I'll go look. Hold on. It's the morning show. Yeah, it's It's not a big deal. It's this guy. It's one of these. It's just this Sony A5100. I got it on eBay. And it's got a pop-up screen so you can check the screen behind you, but it also does a clean HDMI out. That's why I use it. That's kind of crucial. So, you're welcome. Missed one of TFG's special words, probably. Charles Bronson, Death Wish movies with Jimmy Page doing the soundtrack. Mm-hmm. You have the same tripod, Chris? These are great. These Joby or whatever things, because they pop off. They have a little clip and they slide off like that. And because for me, when I'm traveling, I can pack it and then pop it in there. And it has a level in it, which I try to use for you guys. I'm setting this one up in the other room because I might be doing some of the morning shows in the other room. And then that's the kit that I'm going to pack up when I go on the road and do stuff. We're on a mission from God. I'll do a show in New Orleans, have some crawfish. I'd love to. Oh, and hold on. My publicist is calling me. It's very exciting. Hold on. Hello.
Hey, Hal, it's Jeff Abraham.
Hi, how are you? I'm actually live streaming right now.
I thought I had you cut off was 11. I didn't realize you were running.
Well, we let it ride on the morning show sometimes. I apologize. The people understand. We were getting into a conversation about movies, and then I started showing cameras, and then now I'm stuck. But can I call you back in like 10 minutes?
Yeah, take a look at the text and call me back.
Love it. Okay, all right, bye. Something came up. Like, I'm wanted. Also, I want to know if you... okay, all right. This week 60. Yep. Yep. And yep. Although, yep. All right, I got to consider something. That'll have to be a conversation. And by the way, please support the show because publicists are expensive, and we've now just finally got one back online, and that's the the strip club offer. That's right. I got my OnlyFans is launching, guys. My picture from the beach got me some work. Right. Burlington, Vermont. I'll sell out. Wouldn't that upset Bernie if I sold out? Don't we have to just like leave one seat empty for Karl Marx? I'm kidding. I'm messing with you. Calm yourselves. Oh, and by the way, if any of you see somebody posting a response video, please share it with me. I'm very excited. I haven't seen them. So I doubt there are that many, but I'm like, oh my gosh, look at me making a splash on the internets. I guess I suppose you only start chipping in because of the growth of the actual show. The problem is that nobody can do to my show what I do, to the stuff that I talk about, because they'd have to show my whole commentary video on the other video. They're gonna have to pick a little piece. Right? And do exactly what I'm the antithesis of. So it's kind of beautiful. They just walk right into my trap, All right, I'll go get Chip and then we'll go. These people. It's just all right. I'll get Chip and then I'll be right back. While I'm gone, you can just stare at my tights over by my acoustic. It's fine. Where's Chip? Is Chip around? Okay. You ate too much. You're gonna fart on me. I just know it. There he is. Here he is. Your Chipperifico. It's Chipperifica. Chipster is getting his scratches on her foot. We love Chip. Cat hammock? That's a great idea. I don't have a 1550 SAT score. I had 1470? 1480? It's been so long. No. Yeah, 1470. Hello. Hello. Hello, buddy. Look at this guy. Look at this sweetie. He says it's sweet. When's Chip's next checkup? I don't know. He's fine. He's been great. So he's... Look at this boy. Look, he's watching the chat go by on the other monitor. What's going on? What's going on, Chip? Look what's happening there. Is people waving at you? Hi. Oh, he's getting such a big kitty. He's a real cat now. Uh-oh, he's going to bite me. First he licks my arm and then he bites me. Hi, buddy. He's such a big boy. He's such a big boy now. He was such a little kitty and now he's a big boy. You're such a big boy. You are. You're sweet. Here you go. You want to hop down? There you go. He was napping, so his feet are hot. Yeah, he's almost full grown. Yeah. Chip is chipped. It's true. Yes. And he does have Streisand eyes. He's clearly. Yeah, his soul patch is cute. Where'd you go? Did you leave the room? Okay, you went out of the room. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this is my La Brea Tar Pits shirt. It's one of my favorite. I've had this since Camden was 4. Male pattern whiteness. I'm glad I failed that Foster too. I love him. He's got an OnlyFans. Very true. All right, I have to call my publicist back, and I've gone way over this morning. So I will see you guys later this afternoon. I'm actually going to start earlier today. I will stay on just as long as I normally do, but I'm probably going to pop on at like 2, just a little bit earlier to make up a little bit of lost time. I'm wearing entirely too many shirts. I'm wearing one. Oh, I see. Do I have a favorite YouTuber? Do I? I mean, the problem is with my show, I watch, somebody's asking me in the chat, do I have a favorite YouTuber? I watch so much awful because of the show, because of here, that I watch a lot of stuff that I watch probably more stuff I don't enjoy than stuff I do. Let's see. No, not really. I mean, there's let's see. Who do let's see. A couple of things. We've talked about some of the stuff that back up. That I watch regularly. Let's see. Here we go. Like Athlean X for workout stuff. ADV China. Tom Bilyeu. He has some great guests on. Midas Touch guys are in there. I like Ryan Chapman's stuff. He's pretty good at his stuff. Is pretty even keel. Who else? Yeah, I subscribe to so many like weird things that like you couldn't tell what I like and what I don't like by what I have subscribed to, because a lot of them are about like tracking stuff that I was, either commenting on or doing stories about or whatever back in the day. Yeah. Good Lord. I didn't realize I'm just looking at my list of things that I'm following right now. I have no idea the stuff I'd clicked on over the years. Poor Greg Plitt. He passed away. Got run over by a train. I love C.T. Fletcher, although I don't know if he qualifies as a YouTuber. But yeah. Dylan Burns. Dylan Burns. Okay, I'll check him out. Bo. Oh yeah, Bo of the Fifth. I've seen his stuff too. Nobody listens to Paul Poundstone, right? Al Franken? Is he Al has a channel now? I know he has his podcast, so they just stream the thing. Oh yeah, there he is. The Al Franken podcast, and they just show it on there. Cool. Yep, subscribed. I've worked with Al. Good dude. Yeah, there's these guys, let's see. This guy, Emil Kalinowski. I watch a lot of these alt economy guys, and I watch a lot of obviously I watch a lot of right-wing stuff just to, keep to track their argument or lack thereof. And what else? There's a dude, by the way, he's not really a YouTuber. This guy, Peter Zion, I'll type his name in the chat, who lectures on stuff, and you'll see some overlap, in what I've been talking about demographically, because as I started talking about, this stuff, as I started researching it, it started showing up, in my, you should watch this. Other people who've watched that, watch this stuff. And he's been around for a few years, and kind of talking about, Peter Zion, right? What alt economy guys? Let's see. Emil Kalinowski. Let's see if I can find. These guys are strange. Let's see what his channel is. Let me find a video. Yeah. These are the guys who are noticing weird trends that everybody else is jumping on. This guy, Emil Kalinowski. He has this one guy on. I'm bitching. I'm blitzing on his name right now. Where is he? Okay, this dude.
Welcome back, everyone.
Yeah. So this guy, and he has on journalists and stuff to come on and talk about whether or not the Fed is reacting properly to a lot of things, and whether or not the signs actually point to it. Because my argument economically has been, this guy Jeff Snyder, who he has on all the time, who's these guys are super nerds. Look at these guys. They're hilarious. I swear to God, I knew these guys in high school. I didn't, but you know what I mean. Anyways, they're going over all these details in the economy, and going, the reaction that everybody is giving doesn't make sense. Because my problem with the economic news and the social news and the political news that's been going on is that there's a lot of people that are acting like the 2020 never happened. Right? They're acting like that, growth should be at this percent and and not realizing the extraordinary nature of how the entire world was affected by COVID and the response to it. Right? And I think that has to factor in, because it's reality. And a lot of the economists are like, well, it's not an emergency, guys. I will call my publicist. Thank you for reminding me. I appreciate it. And by the way, you're watching Hal Sparks Mornings Mega Worldwide. they want me to do the show on this thing at 3:30 tomorrow, which would be during my family FaceTime and during, would bump into our show. So that's so I'm going to have to probably move the podcast I was going to do tomorrow to another day or something. So we'll figure that out. I've got one today at 6:30, so I will have to bail out on the regular show at 6:30. But I will stay on long, I'll go, that's why I'm going to be on longer anyways. But politically, sociopolitically, economically, sociologically, emotionally, you have to factor in 2020 and COVID and people's response to it in everything that's going on. And if you don't, you're lying. Yeah, I like Robert Reich as a person. My problem is that he's wrong so often. Like, morally, I get where he's going and I support him, what he's hoping for, but his facts are wrong a lot. Like, he just did this tweet the other day where he was freaking out about the head of Starbucks getting $24 million a year or 27 or something like that, and that it's up 38%. And never mind the fact that the CEO really actually makes $4 million a year on a company that size, and that the reason his package is up over the years because he gets stock options if the company does well. And so they're up 34% because everything took a shit in 2020. And it rolls forward into the following fiscal year a year later. You get me? You see what I'm saying? So that bothers me. And it's unfair and it's silly, and especially like Starbucks is they're moving towards $15 an hour for all their employees. They provide health care. They have education programs. This is not Monsanto. Right? It's dickish to assert that. Starbucks is stiffing the workers of America by the price of coffee going up. And like they have any control over the price of coffee. And you know why coffee's more expensive when you buy it at Starbucks than anywhere else? Because at one point they were buying regular old coffee like everybody else. And they got attacked. They got their buildings surrounded by activists who said that they were using, they weren't using fair trade coffee, and they were growing really fast, and they were using this shitty coffee that, and workers and indigenous people were being mistreated. And they had a meeting about it. And you know what their response was? We're going fair trade starting today. They could have pulled back. They could have said, well, I'm sorry, we'll do 50-50 or we'll talk to them. They didn't. They just went, fuck it. We're going to go with fair trade coffee from now on and organic as best we can. And starting that day. And it cost them a lot of money over time. It slowed their growth. And they chose to do it anyways. That's why it's one of the reasons why it's more expensive. Is because they use fair trade coffee. Is that good enough for Robert Reich? No, it is not. They didn't have to do it. Dunkin' didn't, and they're still in business. Dunkin' owns the East Coast. Starbucks is being dicks about not letting their workers organize. The problem is the workers' organization isn't going to benefit the workers themselves. They already have health care. They already have most of the things that a union would give them. It just means the ability to shut the fucking place down, which is, So Dunkin's workers aren't, but Starbucks start to organize, and then Dunkin' some rich dude pays the whatever union leader that's running the Starbucks employees thing to go on strike and shut them down. I mean, it's silly. The point is, it's coffee. This is not a meatpacking plant. And it's an optional coffee. It's not even like just brew it yourself. Like, it's not like it takes any, but this is 100% optional. So going after Starbucks like they're, is, by the way, it also points to who does Robert and his circle walk amongst. He's not talking about coffee at McDonald's. He's talking about Starbucks. And that's telling. That's very telling. Afternoon showtime for today. Afternoon showtime today, I'm going to start at 2 p.m. Pacific time, my time, an hour earlier than usual. Shouldn't they decide that, not you, Hal? Who? The workers? I'm not deciding it. I'm just giving my opinion on it. And they're already getting, as workers, what most workers groups would serve for. The only thing that they wouldn't have is a controlled pension fund, which is what Social Security is. So there you go. But the point is, it ultimately doesn't matter because what Reich is saying about what Robert Reich is saying about the CEO is false. I mean, you can have your opinion about whether or not they should do that or what the companies or whatever, but always, check your numbers. And as far as companies go, pick your targets a little better. Do I drink coffee? Yes, I do. What about The Godfather and Goodfellas? I enjoy them as cinema, but I don't like movies that I do not enjoy movies that glorify villains. I've never been able to enjoy it. It's just how I am. Thanks, Christina. Yes, 10 minutes is definitely up. So I will see you guys later on at 2 o'clock. Yeah, if you don't like it, don't buy it when it comes to coffee. And that goes the same with supporting this show, by the way. If you think I'm worth a cup of coffee, feel free to super chat or Venmo or any of the ways you can support. Become a patron. It's about a cup of coffee a month, maybe two, maybe even lunch. Buy me lunch once a month. That's at the high end, right? But you could, that's how I keep this show on the air. That's how I made this show, turn into something that I can argue with my agent and publicist about. I still have to be able to do this. So yes, I know it's another Midwestern goodbye. I get it. All right. So I'll sign off now and I will see you guys later on. I will do it a pinch. It's true. So thank you guys for your support. If you can't support the show in any way, don't worry about it. Just come back and enjoy the smile. I will have much fun and some good stories for you later on, no doubt. And we're playing a lot of catch up with this, with the stories, especially the Sussman thing, which we basically did all day yesterday. But all right, I gotta go. Wait, I gotta go. Okay, all right, I'm going. Okay, bye. Okay, you hang up. No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
Just looking around here, I can tell you're a genuinely dirty person.
you.